Hey, it's Nay, and welcome to or welcome back to Nay's Little Garden. So we're in the kitchen today. I have so many things I would like to do, but realistically speaking, I need to do at least just a few things I should say. So you're just gonna come with me as I make a few things. Yeah, so let's hot skid jump right into it. Grab you something to drink, a snack, or we can cook together. Maybe you're making dinner or lunch or whatever. So the first thing I think is gonna make the most sense is to start dinner. It's 1 o'clock already. Woo! So I'm gonna make some braised short rib. I have my Instant Pot right here. I have the instructions written down. I've only made this a handful of times. I want to say about 3 times. The first time was all right. The next 2 was actually pretty good. So this is the Instant Pot that I have. I've already turned it on, so it's ready. I'm gonna use one of my onions, and we're gonna see. I don't know if I think it looks crazy. I do have other things to use, but this one's neck actually snapped. All right, so I have my Instant Pot on saute because I'm gonna first up saute. It's on. Saute some onions and carrots. Let me rinse this real quick. Just gonna put this entire onion in here. I'm one of those people that I actually prefer having like medium to medium type size onions, because at that point then you can just use the entire onion. Does anybody else feel like that? I have had these carrots for a little while in my fridge. So what I've been doing is when I can get fresh carrots from locally sourced, I get them that way. Cutting off the ends, cutting it long ways in half, and then just chopping. Anyway, when I can locally source my carrots, which is fairly easy at this time of the year, I do. One more. And then I've been storing them in the crisper part of the fridge. I want to just see how long carrots store. Obviously, these are more like fresher carrots than you would get in like the grocery store. I just want to see in our actuality, will they store well for me? Because I know other people say, like, oh, I've had my carrots stored for so long and yada, yada, yada. But it really doesn't matter if it's not going to do it the same way as you. So we're just going to saute those. Another thing I need to make, this is like a goal I have for today, is apple butter, which is very easy. I'm going to go grab my crock pot or slow cooker, whatever, as well as, what is it called? The pie crust. You want to also make some freezer strawberry jam. I don't know about that, if we're going to get to that though, because guys, cooking is such a long process for everything. So there goes that. Let's get to the pie crust, because what's great about pie crust is I think I'm gonna make like 6 or 4 different pie crusts in this one batch. I'll be able to toss some in the freezer. I have the things I need for the crust. We're gonna also start the apple butter because I want to really get that started. I have a different thing on here. I'm just patting them dry. So I think this actually calls, so I have 5 pieces. I don't know why I couldn't count just now. 5 pieces of the ones with bone on them. And then I have 2 long pieces that I'm going to cut in half. That are boneless. This way we're just making sure, I might even cut them in 3s to be honest. Just to make sure we're really getting a decent amount of meat. Meat is definitely something that I'm like, I love the taste, so it's fine. I'll deal with touching it, but Lord. and then I'll be back and I'll put them in and show you what they look like, and then I'll put them in there to brown, okay? All right, so I'm back. Here's my seasoned meat. I'm just gonna dip it in flour, bottom, right into the pot. Dip it in flour. I'm gonna probably have to do this in batches. My Instant Pot isn't the biggest. So interesting to see. That's all I'll be able to fit in there. That's 6 pieces, 2, 4, 5. So I'll have to do the batches of 2. Just gonna partially cover it because each side is gonna have to brown. I might even have to do this longer because I'll probably have to be like about 3 to 5 minutes per side. Keep an eye on that. I'm gonna get some tongs so it'll probably just be easier to flip it with tongs. Clean up this area, and then we're gonna start cutting up the apples. All right, so cutting up the apples. I've made apple butter a few times, and my family and I have loved it every single time. So I'm super excited. The first time I did make it, it was I made it a couple times, not 2 times. It was very sweet. I went by the instructions, so I'll add a little less for certain. I'm gonna add less sugar. I mean, this is a different thing of instructions because I just cannot deal with it being too sweet, you know, and I want to be able to enjoy it. Like, you want the sweetness, you want a little tang from the lemon juice, you want all those spices in there, but let's not do too much, you know what I mean? Boom. So I'm gonna drop these into the crock pot, check the meat. I'm probably gonna have to flip it to the next side, and I'm gonna season this, and then I'm gonna come back with another bowl, and we're gonna get cracking on the crust. I wanna say, when pertaining to my pie crust, I'm definitely not winning any awards. I do not use lard or vegetable shortening right now, as of now, in my kitchen, period. So I actually just use butter, and I know some people have really strong feelings about this. That's just what I do. Let's keep it nice and cordial in the comment section. I feel like making pie crust so funny because I've made other things that I feel like are definitely, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm amazing at baking and cooking and stuff, but I made like croissants and bagels and like a bunch of other stuff, and those like cake rolls and stuff, and nothing give me anxiety making it quite like pie crust. I like to make, I haven't made them in a while, which is another reason why I'm doing this. I'm probably gonna have to do a second batch of my pie crust, which is fine, like I said, because you can just toss them in the freezer. But I like to make Pop-Tarts, right? So sometimes I just use jam or jelly that I bought from the store, but I do have strawberries and stuff now. So I can make my own little blueberry jelly and my own strawberry jelly, and that's exciting. And I'll put that in there, and I think they come out so good. My boys love them, my husband likes them, so that's it. I'm sure it's not perfect. I'm sure there are people out there who can definitely do it better than me. Everything is all about practice. The meat has been done browning, so I'm gonna add my red wine. I do not have tomato paste, unfortunately, so what I think I'm gonna go ahead and do is add some tomato sauce. I think I'm gonna toss both of these into my fridge, and the next 2 I make, I'm gonna toss into the freezer. Yeah. So I'm gonna be back. What I'm also going to do So I have this wine opener. Hold on. We're going to talk about that in a second. Let me do what I just said I was going to do and stay on focus so I don't overwhelm myself. Just trying to get a bunch of stuff done today. I'm going to probably need to do a part 2 to this because I feel myself getting overwhelmed. So I'm going to need to take a break. But right now I'm reconstituting some buttermilk. So I have buttermilk powder I got from Azure Standard. And I'm reconstituting this, which is just 3 tablespoons to 1 cup of cold water. And I'm gonna make some, pause. Reverse. The braised short rib is officially now pressure cooking, okay? I put the red wine in there, scraped up the little scraps that got attached, let that cook down a little bit. Then I read back and added the vegetables, the ribs. I added just a pinch more wine and beef broth to it than the recipe called for, because I had a couple more pieces of meat than the recipe calls for. Keep in mind, we don't even know the size of what their meat is, so this is all just, it's fine. Just because I wanted to cover most of the, the beef while it's cooking. So that's gonna be, I don't have to look at that for the next 45 minutes, which thank goodness. I just realized I haven't eaten yet. It's 2:32. Because I was like, why do I feel like this? Yeah, I need to consume food. So this slurry is this is my buttermilk that I just reconstituted. It's gonna go into the fridge and I will be back. And the next thing we're going to make is some cheddar bay biscuits, but I do need a dessert for the family. So for today, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do dessert wise. I might not even record that, to be honest. We're at 21 minutes. But I'm gonna come back after eating, put this in the fridge, let this settle for a little bit. We're definitely doing those biscuits. And all the wrap is, because I need to also start that wrap, because I'm very serious about tossing a bunch in the freezer and putting a few in the fridge, so that it's Saturday right now. My husband's gonna start going to work again. I want him to have those for work. It saves us a ton of money. Like, he doesn't have to go and buy breakfast, and he does wake up so early for work, and then I don't have to think about that. And it's so easy. So last time I did use fresh beef, ground beef. I don't have any. Actually, I think I have some in the freezer. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for it to defrost. I do have canned beef, so I'm just gonna use the canned ground beef instead. You can make some eggs. I make the eggs a little fluffier by adding milk. I typically don't add milk to my eggs, but I do for the wrap because it just comes out better. I add some cheese to the eggs, and then I scrape that into a bowl. Then I go ahead, cook up the meat to warm it up just a little bit and add a little seasoning to it. I'm not gonna add any salt to this because to preserve it, they do add salt. I go ahead and I add a, follow me for a minute. I'm gonna take some corn and I'm gonna add corn to this as well, to the wrap this time around, and I'm gonna wrap it up. Then I'm gonna add just a little bit of butter to my pan, and I'm gonna fry it a little bit, just a little bit, so that it seals it just a pinch. And then I'm gonna wrap them up in tin foil. I'm gonna put a bunch in the freezer, like let's say 5 in the freezer, and then I'll put the 4 in the fridge because they can last 2 to 3 days in the fridge. So tomorrow he'll take one to work, Monday I'll take one to work, Tuesday, and then the day before, if I see 1 or 2, I might add 2 more so that they'll have time to defrost, because I don't think he warms them up, which is insane. I prefer to put mine in the toaster oven and warm it up. I still don't know what I'm gonna do for dessert. I do have heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna have to sit and think on that. I'm not really in the mood for like cookies. Maybe, I wonder, maybe like a pound cake, and then I'll chop up some peaches and strawberries and put that on there, and then I'll whip the heavy whipping cream into some whipped cream, add some vanilla to it, and maybe that'll be our dessert. We're gonna see. Editing this video is about to be so insane. But I really want to get and do more stuff in the kitchen. I really enjoy baking and cooking. So, and I'm going to get better at it. This video is obviously my first video doing this, but eventually I'll be able to do the angles and stuff. All right, I'm back. So I have food all over my face. I ate one of the biscuits. It's very good. And now there's 5 more left. I put about 7 into the fridge because I'll cook them when my husband's on his way home, so it'll be fresh for him to eat with his dinner. But I needed to desperately eat, so I'll give a couple to my kids. Delicious. This is the tortilla wraps that I was talking about that I got from Azure Standard. Stacy's Organic Big White Flour Wraps. Literally a handful of ingredients: white flour, water, organic sunflower, baking powder, salt, and citric acid. It does say to please keep refrigerated. So it's been in the refrigerator, and I'm going to go ahead and use it. It tastes good, and that's kind of all that matters. So yeah, this actually just finished pressure cooking. So let's open it and see. I guess I'm gonna see. I want it to be super duper soft. Let me get another fork. This one's already used. This is not done anyway, even if the meat does taste good and it's soft, because then I have to take out the meat and then cook down the gravy. Just a little something. This is it. So good. That's the wrap. Like I said, I just wrap it up in some tin foil. I put a few in the fridge, a few into the freezer. So that's all I'm gonna do for this video. The strawberries and peaches are gonna have to be another video. That video might still be recorded in this same day. It might be recorded tomorrow. We're gonna see how I feel. I did a lot today. I called my husband and he was like, what didn't you make today? Well, first of all, the apple butter is still cooking. But yeah, I'm definitely, oh man, I just said I don't know about the peaches and the strawberries. But some of them probably will be used because I really do want to make that pound cake. Oh my gosh, my kids are going feral. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this whole video, or even a portion of this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
May's little garden, plentiful and hardy. Let's watch the garden grow. Let's watch the garden grow.